My boyfriend confessed he loves our best friend and I've been jealous ever since. I've been with my boyfriend for about 8 months now. I love him and I'm 100% certain he isn't a cheater. We're both extremely open with one another, which is why I think he told me he loved my best friend in the first place. It was maybe about 2 months into the relationship and he told me that he loved our best friend. I'll call her Megan. I have known Megan for about 1.5 years and my boyfriend knew her for about 6 years before I knew her, so they're pretty close. It was through Megan that I met my current boyfriend. He told me that he loved her and I was kinda hurt, but it's also my boyfriend's first relationship, so I told him that it's okay to have crushes when you're in a relationship as long as you don't pursue them. I was happy that he felt comfortable telling me that, but I couldn't help but feel jealous. I would ask him every so often if he still loved her, hoping it would fade away with time, but he always said he still loved her, but he also loved me with all his heart. I started becoming more distant with Megan. It was partially because of the jealousy, but mostly because our schedules were vastly different. My boyfriend's schedule is more aligned with Megan's. It was maybe 5 months into the relationship and my boyfriend and I were hanging out together and my boyfriend got a text from Megan asking if he wanted to hang out. It was about the time I would sleep, but my boyfriend wouldn't be sleeping for another 3–4 hours, so he left to hang out with her and some other friends. Usually he stays with me until I sleep, but he left to hang out. For some reason it really bothered me and made me even more jealous than ever before. I couldn't sleep and my boyfriend was surprised I was still awake when he got home. I told him the next day that I was a little upset about how he left me to hang out with Megan and didn't ask if I wanted to come or anything. He apologized and I was happy, but I didn't tell him about the jealousy. I don't want him to think he can't hang out with her. I want him to be free to do as he pleases, but I can't help but feel this way. Current day, I hardly speak with Megan at all. We'll send the occasional message or see each other at gatherings occasionally, but I don't feel like I'm friends with her anymore. My boyfriend hangs out with her alone or her with other friends almost every night after I sleep. I don't know what to do with these feelings. Should I not be jealous if I know he's not a cheater? How do I stop feeling this way? Should I tell my boyfriend how I feel? He dated you to try and get over her. If she indicates she wants to be with him, he will dump you like hot coals. Don't be that person who hangs around desperate for crumbs from someone that's in love with someone else. Love and a crush are totally different things. If my partner told me he's in love with someone else, then that's the end of the relationship. Your boyfriend told you he's in love with someone else? And you're still with him? Am I missing something? If your boyfriend has feelings for anyone else, he shouldn't be your boyfriend, period. Girl, what are you doing? You've spent 6 months with someone who's openly telling you he loves another woman. Please get some self-respect and leave, not asking him every month if he's still got feelings for her. This is honestly mad. Do your friends know about this? I doubt it, because it's absolutely terrible. Talk about having your cake and eating it too. Leave. Now. Before he leaves you for her. It won't end well for you, no matter what. He's keeping you as the backup till Megan pays him attention. Sorry if it sounds mean, but it's the truth. He's only with you to try get over her, and you'll be dumped the second she decides she wants to be with him. He literally told you he loves a mutual friend, which is disrespectful as hell in itself, and doesn't do anything to deal with those feelings? Come on now. You don't have to take such rude and dismissive treatment of you and your feelings. Why be the second choice for someone? Find someone who loves you and treats you as his first and only choice. Wait, what? You need to split up with him, go out with someone who only wants you. Stop being in a competition for someone's affection. It's okay to have crushes as long as they are not acted upon. People can't help it if they find someone attractive, but he is actively hanging out with her and ditching you to do so. Have some self-respect and leave. Also, he says he loves her? Love is a strong word. He sounds immature and someone who just throws that word around. Do Megan know about this? How does she feel about your boyfriend? It's understandable that you feel the way you do. My stepdaughter, 24, just made a pass at me, 45. And I have no idea what to do now. Too long did not read. At the end. Let me start with the backstory. I met my wife 14 years ago while she was going through a messy divorce. 6 months after that her divorce was final and I met her son, now 27, and daughter. I have no kids of my own, and never thought I liked kids in general, but her kids became the exception and I do not think I could care more about them if they were my own. They have different fathers, and both of them were physically and emotionally abusive to the children and my wife. None of us have had any contact with either of their fathers for almost 10 years. My SS is married to a great girl with 2 kids of their own and I am incredibly proud of him, and we talk often. My SD, I'm very proud of her as well, but she has had a few more problems arise. She is still my favorite girl, and I would move heaven and hell for her. But she tends to choose men more like her father, cowardly, weak man-child. I was always there for her, and we could talk about anything, and other than her choice in men, our personalities were very similar. So 4 months ago, after breaking up with the latest asshat, she moved back in with us. A month after that we found out she was pregnant. She is now 5 months pregnant. I work from home and my wife does not. This means my SD spends a lot of time with me and I also drive her to doctor appointments and maternity clothes shopping. Which is what we were doing today. I drove her to Bye Bye Baby, we did some baby and new mother shopping. On the way home she talked to me about the crappy texts asshat had sent her over the weekend. Saying how she would be a horrible mother, and how his baby would be better off if she did herself in etc. etc. And yes, I've decided he and I need to have a conversation. Much like the conversation I had with my SD's father 10 years ago. When we got home, we sat in the driveway as I comforted her, gave her lots of positive affirmation, and told her how useless asshat was. Next thing I know she tells me that she wishes the baby was mine and hers and she kisses me on the lips. WTF. I pulled away and mumbled something about not ruining a good thing, how I love her mom. I made a bad joke about being with a pretty woman in her 20s would probably kill me. For the next 2 hours I was basically on autopilot, put stuff away, made dinner for the 3 of us after my wife got home. I have been in my den for the last 4 hours claiming I was working, but I have no friggin' clue what to do. What should I tell my wife? What should I say to my SD? Should I say anything to either of them? Should I just finish off this bottle of Captain Morgan and pass out? Look, this isn't something I can go to a friend or relative about, so I'm coming here. I need some thoughts here, people. Too long did not read. Pregnant SD that I have known since she was 11 made a pass at me and wishes I was her baby's daddy. I rejected her, but now what do I do? I'm hiding out in my den, wondering what to say to my wife and SD. Help please, I will be passing out soon, but I will read any ideas you all may have. Yes, you should tell your wife. And do it now so your SD daughter doesn't change the narrative before you can tell your wife. This is a very bad situation and not to be blamed on pregnancy hormones. I've been pregnant, it didn't cause me to kiss my dad and say I wanted it to be his. You raised her from a child, age 10. She is also with you all day. She needs to get a job and move out. She can't stay there. She crossed boundaries and broke trust. There are consequences for behavior and being pregnant is not an exemption for her taking responsibility for her actions. She is about to be raising a child, she better learn about natural consequences now because she will have another life to think about and her foolishness is concerning. Whoa. Your SD needs some therapy in her life right now. Obviously tell your wife what happened once you sober up. No way to sugarcoat this, just be completely honest. Suggest getting SD into therapy ASAP and go from there. The longer you sit on this the worse it will get. You need to tell your wife, man. This is seriously so bad and she needs to find out from you right away. You have to be open and honest with her, especially since it's such a delicate situation. She's gonna flip. Try to calm her down and try to make her rationalize this because it's all out of nowhere. It is likely from her father issues and pregnancy symptoms. You need to tell your wife as soon as possible. You have to tell your wife. I'm not saying that your SD will, but she can twist the whole story her way and make you the bad guy. Your wife deserves to know. What she did was wrong. And your wife has every right to know about her behavior. It looks like your SD needs therapy. PSA. None of the commenters blaming this on the pregnancy hormones have any idea how women work. This is an extreme violation of so many boundaries and you should tell your wife immediately. Good ol' Reddit never ceases to amaze me. This woman has a proven behavioral pattern of making questionable choices in her male partners and now she's continuing that same pattern by kissing her step-dad, but no. You people have already jumped on the "it's hormones" list of excuses because it's a woman that's being inappropriate. Her actions are just a demonstration of who she is, and she's the kind of woman that would seduce her own mother's husband because she's scrambling around for a father to her child. Tell your wife and make stricter boundaries for this woman. She sees you at home together and she's visualized this make-believe world in her head where the two of you are playing house. Do not listen to this hormone nonsense. If your hormones make you do this kind of fucked up shit, you need to be in a secure facility until you're not pregnant anymore. Tell the wife now. SD has a history of stupid decisions, especially as it pertains to men, but they are decisions. Do not infantilize women more than we already are with the hormones. She's dumb and she makes bad choices and sounds like she is also a pervert. My husband accused me of child's neglect for something he did. Yesterday, surprisingly, we find a mouse in our bedroom. My husband went to Walmart and he bought a mousetrap to try to catch it. We have a 2 years and a 4 years old. I specifically told him to not put the trap where the kids can access it, because I know the kids would not mind touching it and hurt themselves. I went to bed and I did not know where he put the trap. This morning I was cleaning and I went in the living room to put some books on the bookshelf. My husband did not listen to me and apparently he put the trap in the living room where anyone could easily access it. Unfortunately, my 2-year-old followed me and she touched the mouse's trap and hurt herself. While she was crying and I was trying to take care of her hand, my husband came and told me it was my fault because I was supposed to watch after the kids, and consequently everything is on me. I don't even know how to react and what to say. What do you guys think? Sounds like he's not taking responsibility for his actions. No, it's his fault. You told him not to put it out in the open. He didn't listen. He also didn't tell you it was there. This is all on him. I wouldn't let him turn it on me. Just stand your ground. Even if he told you where it was, it needed to be moved. You turn your head for a second and they have access. That's why we baby-proof. Sounds like there's 3 toddlers in the house. Oh whoa. Is he incapable of watching the kids or having basic foresight after you told him so? This is not your fault and there needs to be a serious discussion about this. He's blaming you so that he doesn't have to take responsibility for not listening to you, and for your child getting hurt. He's making you the bad guy when none of it was your fault. You already know. He has zero interest in accountability. But this can't be the first time. Who says it is on you only to watch the kids? He is a parent too. You cannot watch them to the point that you are hovering over them every second. Sorry, your husband is an ass if he think watching the kids works that way. A kid accidentally grabbing a mousetrap isn't neglect. It happens. The important thing is to acknowledge that he screwed up, put it in the wrong place, and try something better. Just found out my husband been cheating on me for a year while we were trying for a baby. So, this is hard to write, but I feel I need to get it out. I, 34 female, have been married to my husband, 36 male, for over 10 years. I've never really wanted a child, but he seemed the right guy to have a baby with as he was caring and supportive. Moreover, he always wanted to have a large family. Over the last year, we have been actively trying for a baby but unfortunately unsuccessful. 2 days ago, we both attended a family planning session to see what other options we had. Today, I found out my husband has been cheating on me for over a year with his work colleague while we were trying to have a baby. I never thought this would happen and was always the one to say if the partner cheated it's due to something lacking in the relationship. I never thought I would be so obsessed with my own words and end up picking myself apart, trying to determine what went wrong. I was always there for him and helped him out as much as I could. I'm slim, about 120 pounds. Do everything around the house as I've been working from home for the past 5 years. Cook his favorite meals. Work out while he is at work. Look after myself. Make sure we talk and go on dates, etc. He never said anything about being unhappy or needing to change anything. I have asked him to talk about it, and he came home with his affair partner. She knew we were married and were trying for a baby. However, when confronting them about the affair, she said she deserved my husband more. My husband was quiet and just said I wasn't enough for him, and after they left, leaving me by myself in our apartment. I'm packing my things up and completely lost what to do. I have family I can stay, but I don't know how to bring myself to tell them that my husband left me for someone obese, over 230 pounds, and who looks and smells like they haven't had a shower in years. I just feel like all my femininity, trust in people, and confidence have been destroyed over this. I don't know what to do or how to get over this. I'm disgusted by the situation and will be booking a doctor's appointment first thing tomorrow morning, but I still can't get my head around how someone would want to be with a person who was sleeping with someone else and how my husband could do to me. Just yesterday, he was saying how much he wanted to have a baby and grow old together, and now this. Edit. I want to thank everyone for their kind comments I have received so far. And I would also like to comment on some things. We are leasing the apartment, meaning neither of us own it. The lease is on his name, and I don't feel comfortable staying in the place where everything reminds me of him. So, I'm currently staying with my family and moving the rest of the belongings later this week. I have a saving account with enough money for a down payment for a smaller place, but I might just lease something for now. The second is about the weight of his affair partner. My husband would always say how much he prefers skinnier women and would make fun of people above a certain size. He would shame me for gaining extra lbs. I have had talks with him and that his comments make me feel uncomfortable. Since you gain weight during pregnancy, that is hard to get rid of, but he dismissed it. Before I found out about cheating, he specifically mentioned how he finds his work colleague unattractive and disgusting due to her weight. He would make fun of it in front of his male friends whenever they would come for a guys' night to watch football or racing. That is why I have mentioned it. I give it about 5 years, and he will do the same to her. I know that's cold comfort, but she will find out what a selfish man he really is. Be glad you never had a child with him. The dingbat girlfriend had an affair with him knowing he was married and trying to impregnate you? Having an affair isn't the same as marriage, and they will find that out the hard way. I give it 5 years, max. By then you will have moved on and be living your best life. I have lived through this. There is something pathological about him bringing his mistress to your apartment and making you confront that. What a horrendous thing to have to experience. Sorry this is happening to you. A cheater is a cheater. It's not the partner's fault. If someone isn't happy in a relationship, they should end it and then move on. The size of the bullet you just dodged. This is gonna sound harsh, but Beyoncé, Kim K, and Rihanna all got cheated on and they have more looks, money, power, and fame than any of us could ever hope to possess. A cheater is a cheat as a cheater is a cheater. It could have been a goat or a pumpkin, but as long as he could cheat on you it didn't matter. He wanted to cheat, so he did. Let this one go and get some therapy, cause I know this is emotionally very painful. I just feel like all my femininity, trust in people, and confidence have been destroyed over this. I don't know what to do or how to get over this. You based your self-worth on a fucking asshole's opinion. When you realize that, you will start feeling better about yourself. You're not to blame. They always affair down. Anyone willing to sleep with a married man is lacking something, irrespective of if they're conventionally attractive or not. Do not move out of your home without speaking to a lawyer first. Get tested for STDs. Check out www.survivinginfidelity.com and post on Surviving Infidelity too. Read. Leave a cheater, gain a life. And the body keeps the score. Thank your lucky stars you didn't get pregnant. Him cheating was a flaw in his character, it was in no way your fault. You will look back one day and be so grateful you were able to get out of it as early as you did.